This is He Knows Everything, bringing you that heat and that fire. All right, let's talk about it, man. A lot of people, they think Katt Williams, Jaguar Wright, Orlando Brown, they're missing a few screws. Let me explain something. Katt Williams did an interview on Club Shay Shay back in January of 2024, basically the first month of this year. And it was a very daunting interview because it exposed a lot of things that we're seeing this year. Jaguar Wright has been to the rooftops talking about a lot of things that have happened this year, even before Katt Williams has unctioned it and has said it. And Orlando Brown, the one that everyone thinks out of the three is probably in the loony bin house, right? Supposedly. People want to peg him as crazy because he says something and it comes across as if what he is saying may not necessarily be something that comes through fruition. But let me explain this because I need to say this emphatically. And what I'm going to say emphatically is Orlando Brown is a lot smarter than you guys think that he is. When he's using the terminology clones, he's actually talking about demons. He's talking about demonic possession. Let me say that again. When he's talking about clones, he's talking about demons and he's talking about demonic possessions. He's talking about the demon coming inside the person. It's not the person has been recreated into another being. It's the possession of the person. So the person is not operating. Like, for instance, when he says Chris Brown is not allowed to go on stage, it's not Chris Brown. It's the other Chris Brown. He's talking about demonic possession. He's talking about the demon that is not Chris Brown, but the demon that has possessed Chris Brown is the one that's on stage. But once Chris Brown gets off stage, he's back to being Chris Brown. We know this to be true because all of us are battling with demons. There's a reason why the terminology exists that says we all are battling with demons. That didn't just come out of thin air. See, a lot of times terminologies, a lot of times adages, whether they're old, whether they're new, a lot of times verbiage, a lot of times things that we say from a cardinal standpoint, they may come across as something that seems that is Transformers more than meets the eyes, but in actuality, we're gonna untransformers. It's not more than meets the eyes. It's actually the reality of what's in front of your eyes. And if you pay attention to it, you're gonna see painting the picture. You're gonna see emphatically. You're going to see from a vivid imagination that these things are not really far-fetched. They're only far-fetched by people that live in the Matrix. When Jaguar Wright was talking about P. Diddy years ago, no one wanted to listen to it. But what has happened in 2024? The raids with P. Diddy. The videos that we can't unsee. I know I can't unsee it. So I know that you guys can't unsee. You guys can't unsee the way that he beat Cassie down. I'm sorry. Once it's on video, you can't unsee what you have saw. That's the thing with video. Video has a way of showcasing something to you in an emphatic way, in a dominating way, in a domineering way to where you have to tell yourself unequivocally, unquestionably, and without fail that what you saw is what you saw. We can't sit here and say that that guy that was in the tower was not Diddy. And we can't sit there and say that the woman that was being dragged was not Cassie. Let me say it again. We can't sit here and say that the guy that was in the tower was not Diddy. And we can't sit there and say that the woman that was being dragged was not Cassie. We know that was Diddy and we know that was Cassie, like number 3 for the number of confirmation. But Katt Williams talked about winners cannot allow losers to rewrite history. Let's look at the things that have been exposed in 2024. Diddy has been exposed in 2024. Devin Haney, the boxer, has been exposed in 2024. I could sit there and say, and a prediction, King strikes again. And a prediction, King strikes again. I've talked about Devin Haney getting exposed. So I'm not surprised in 2024 that he got exposed. But Katt Williams talked about the year of 2024 being the year of exposure. Let's talk about some other things. Let's talk about how all of a sudden in this year, we're starting to see a nuance of people wanting to accept the truth. What is the truth? Drake got exposed. Kendrick Lamar, not like us. So when Katt Williams said the year of 2024, the year of exposure, we've had 3 emphatic things that have happened. The downfall of Drake, the downfall of Diddy, the downfall of Devin Haney. Let me say it again. The downfall of Drake, the downfall of Diddy, and the downfall of Devin Haney. And guess what? We are only halfway into 2024. So it's going to be interesting to see in a microcosm what it's going to look like from June to December of 2024. Who else is going to get exposed? Who else is going to get put on a platter to where we're going to sit there and say, we didn't see this one coming. Or we actually did see it coming. We just didn't know it was going to be this bad. We didn't know it was going to be this shocking. We didn't know it was going to be this emphatic. We didn't know it was going to be this daunting. But I keep going back to Katt Williams' interview on Club Shay Shay when he was with Shannon Sharp. And he basically said that there's God's side and there's Satan's side. And a lot of people that have sold their souls, a lot of people that have put themselves in precarious situations, all of the people that have given their butts, Brokeback Mountain to P. Diddy, all of the people that have rooted for a non-punching resistance, can't take a punch, clinches in the most horrible fashion, lack of ring generalship, Devin Haney, and all of the people that have sat here and been this Drake fan that has said that Drake is the shit. Drake is the embodiment of hip hop. Well, let's be honest. If you guys go on Spotify, Drake is almost getting passed up by Kendrick Lamar. He has 89 million visitors per month. And guess what? Kendrick Lamar has 85. He caught up so much to the point to where he's only 4 million away. And we haven't even begun to understand how emphatic he's going to pass him up, because Kendrick Lamar is getting ready to go on tour, the Ken and Friends tour. Let me say it again, the Ken and Friends tour. And that tour right there is going to allow him to surpass Drake in a lot of aspects. See, these whippings, these lashings, these beatings that these 3 individuals got, it was only going to happen in 2024. It was only unctioned by the man above in 2024 that they were going to be exposed the way that they got exposed. And guess what? Is their exposure anything that we are shocked about? When we look at Diddy, has he not given us, what is wrong with this guy? He seems like he is alternative. He seems, so we're not shocked that it's been said that he's been Brokeback Mountain in people's butt because of comments. I mean, go look at the chilling interview that he had with Fabulous when he was talking to Fabulous saying, "Are you going to party with me?" Like the way that he was talking to him in a very sexualized way. And to do this without no care, the unmitigated gall and the audacity to do it in the way that he did it, in the vernacular that he did it, it was disturbing. But it also showed you the power that this guy is given. But the power has been unchecked. And now the man above is like, nah, nobody has more power than me. The power that I sit on the throne with. So guess what? We're going to expose. Because there's a scripture that says, whatever is done in the dark, it gets revealed in the light. And guess what? He is getting revealed in the light. Devin Haney, blowing up 25 pounds. The next night, fight night, rehydration. His last 6 big fights. This guy has gone 4 to 5 pounds over the 15% limit. So when he's yelling to the rooftops, cheater, cheater, cheater to Ryan Garcia, you need to look it in your face. You need to stop the presses and pump the brakes on the nonsense and go sit down somewhere and what? Higgity fucking hush. You need to turn it back on you. And you need to see what you're doing. And then when we sit there and we look at Drake, we knew eventually all the sneak dissing. We knew eventually all of this, you know, I'm going to flirt with pop. I'm going to flirt with rap. It's not going to work. Not when you go up against a guy like Kendrick. Kendrick was putting you on notice since he laced up Control back in 2012. He was telling you 12 years ago, you can't see me. And then he comes and tells you in like that, fuck the big three. Nah, it's big me. He's letting you know you don't want to see me. Because at the end of the day, we knew eventually the person that was going to tear Drake down was someone that had to have the cachet enough and someone that had to be lyrical enough. Because don't get me wrong, Pusha T did his thing. Pusha T bodied him. But Pusha T didn't have the cachet, although he had the lyrics. Kendrick had the cachet and the lyrics. So when you put all of these combinations together, we've already seen 3 guys get taken down in 3 genres of entertainment. It's going to be interesting to see who else gets taken down in 2024. And you know, Donald Trump said something recently in politics to coincide with Katt Williams when he talked about the rabbit hole is deeper than what you guys think that it is. Let me say it again. The rabbit hole is deeper than what you guys think that it is. And this is a cabal term. This is a consortium term. This is one of those Illuminati terms. This is one of those larger than life terminologies that goes over a lot of people's heads. But he said it. So now it goes back to Orlando Brown. Is he really as crazy as people say that he is? It goes back to Jaguar Wright. Is she clout chasing? You know, trying to become famous, supposedly, like people have said. And it goes back to Katt Williams. Is Katt Williams as crazy as everyone says that he is? Is Katt Williams this guy that everyone keeps saying, Katt Williams is on drugs? Katt Williams is this. To enunciate yourself effectively, to be able to break something down in an emphatic way the way Katt Williams did. Is he crazy? Because it seems like everything that this guy has said in the interview with Shannon Sharp on Club Shay Shay, it has manifested. It has come to be true. And you know, we have fact checkers when it comes to social media. All of them have done fact checking. And what have they come to the conclusive state of through their fact checking? They all have come to a realization that, you know what? Katt Williams is correct. Katt Williams is right. Here's a receipt here for it. Here's a receipt there for it. Here's a receipt everywhere for it. So I'm saying all of this to say this and to conclude with this. We've only begun to see how things are going to unravel in 2024. But this year right here has been a great year for those who love truth, for those who are what we call truth tellers, for those who seek truth, and for those who want truth. If that's what you want, that's what you need, that's what you accept, then let me tell you something. You've gotten exactly what you needed. You've gotten it in a cold-hearted way. You've gotten it in an unadulterated way. You've gotten it in a cutthroat variation fashion, but you've gotten truth nevertheless. I'm a truth teller. I'm a truth seeker. I love truth because I understand that without truth, you cannot exist. Without truth, you cannot move. Without truth, life doesn't get revealed in its realistic standpoint, in its realistic viewpoint, and its realistic microcosm of what we know truth to be. So I'm loving this. Now, if you're a Devin Haney fanboy, I can't sympathize with you. If you're a Drake zealot, I can't understand you. And if you're a Diddy butt booty boy, we damn sure don't see eye to eye. So when it's all said and done, Katt Williams, you get the biggest salute of the damn day. Because guess what? What you said about 2024 being the year of exposure, that's exactly what it's been. The year of exposure. Orlando Brown, you get the biggest salute of the day. Because guess what? You're not as crazy as people say that you are. And guess what? Jaguar Wright, you get the biggest salute of the damn day. Because let me tell you something. Even before all of these guys, you've been standing on this time and time again. So the three names that I mentioned, they have to be yelled to the rooftops because they've been telling us. Now, some of us have been paying attention and listening, but all of us are paying attention and listening in 2024 because guess what? Everything that is happening in 2024 is telling us, i.e. TD Jakes. Oh yeah, we're going to talk about that in another video. But when it's all said and done, the exposures are happening. We need to accept things for what they are, and we need to move on for what it is. This is He Knows Everything. Checking out.